Still bothers me that Fox is alive. Ugh. And all those foxes, really. That's a curious outfit. Anyways. You got it. Ain't this nice? Now you're finally going to prison, where you belong. So she was involved, too, with Lang 12 years ago, somehow. Alright. 12 years is a long time coming for a suspended sentence, don't you agree? Agent Lang, what are you talking about? The SS-5 incident from 12 years ago. It's a case I'll never forget. Enlighten me. I can't keep track of them all. 12 years ago? Well, a lot has changed. It all happened over 12 years ago. Back then, he and my father were close friends, and our clan protected the president's life. But then he suddenly changed. It's as if he became an entirely different person. Nowadays, he doesn't even have a shred of faith in the police force of Zhang Fa. 12 years ago? I wonder what went on then. Might it have something to do with Lang's father and President Huang? Patricia Rowan, and you blazed it best. Back then, the two of you killed off the Lang clan. Damn. Were you involved in the incident 12 years ago? I really hope they haven't explained what the SS-5 incident is, because again, that's not the candy one, that's IS-7. Or the dessert one, that's IS-7, right? Hold on, I have notes. Yeah, these are the IS-7 documents, and that was 18, okay, so, different. I have no idea what the SS-5 incident is. That's right, I was. However, I'm not here to chase after ghosts of the past. I'm here for you, Justine Courtney. Can you maybe wrap this up quickly, though? What they're doing? Me? You, and the other one. You and one other. That's what he said. My bad. Ah, John. Can't remember what voice I gave him. Still looks like a bratty kid, if you ask me. I remember I probably gave him a bratty kid voice, which means it was probably whiny. That's more old bag, though. Who mercifully has not been in this game. If I give him a different voice. He hasn't really proved he's anything other than a whiny kid is the problem. Maybe he'll keep not saying things, who knows. John! Miss Courtney, you're coming along too. Okay, now his face is covered up, but, I mean, be fair, he moved into my camera. As a suspect in the murder of the president of Zhang Fa, Di Junhong. Agent Lang, what evidence do you... Settle down, Mr. Prosecutor. The investigation has only just begun. We're going to inspect the crime scene with the suspect in attendance. Agent Lang, did he get his hands on some new pieces of evidence? If you have any objections, then you can tag along as well. Attaboy, Lang. See, he likes us. I shall do just that. I believe Lang is sort of... Who would I compare him to in the Phoenix Wright universe? Because he wants the truth, but he also is very aggressive. And he's not bad. He wants the truth, but he has a bad habit of deciding the truth. I guess he's sort of like young Edgeworth. Well, young Edgeworth didn't want the truth. Huh. I can't actually think of anyone to compare him to. Wants the truth, a little bit rash at getting to it, but his heart's in the right place. I don't think that really describes another character particularly well. The Judge, maybe? Judge probably wants the truth, but he's an idiot. Well, Judge is an idiot. Lang's not an idiot. Just headstrong. He keeps not saying things. Thanks, John. The end of the trial is not always the end of the case. There are still many mysteries yet unsolved surrounding the murder of the president. Remember, what this case was about. Namely, the true nature and the giant monster, and... Then come and get me. I'll be looking forward to it. That is, if you can bring me to justice. But I highly doubt that. The true identity of the person on the other end of the phone. To be continued. I guess I could just try and make my voice sound younger. I don't know. When I go younger, I also go higher pitched, and that's actually what I'm kind of doing for K. Oh good, he's not here. The less he talks, the better for me, because I don't have to find a voice for him. Could you please give it a rest already?
The heck? I'm telling you all, it's best we always say come clean.
The staff has their lips sealed shut as the reporter continues their tenacious negotiations.
If you're not here to cooperate with the investigation, I must ask you to vacate the premises.
Put a sock in it, copper. Y'all couldn't even stop Museum invasion.
Not only did they secretly raise a giant monster, but now the staff is trying to cover it up. News at 11.
Oh, God. What was her face? Lana.
Sky was more like this.
Well, not Lana, that was Emma.
Like I said, we haven't been raising any monsters here in the film lot. But ain't y'all saying what y'all do, so I'll go to yourself? Sure, I saw it, but it's not like we were keeping it at the film lot.
Mind if we butt in?
I haven't gotten to use that voice. Ooh, I am looking for a John voice. Have I gotten to use that voice? I love that voice. I would have used it much sooner.
Hey.
I don't think I've used that voice. How odd. How out of character for me. Did I really not use that? I'm really racking my brain here. I don't think I used that voice. Which is bizarre for me. Kills the pipes, but I love doing that voice. Maybe I was saving it for if Max Galactica showed up. That's a very him sort of voice. Fuck it, John needs a voice, right? That one's probably much worse than the one you were complaining about. But hey, fuck it. I think that one's actually easier to do than the voice I was giving him, which was the old bag whiny.
Mr. Edgeworth.
And John.
Oh, y'all come here to search for the monster too?
We're searching for a criminal, not a monster. Lang. Is it Long or Lang? I always read Lang. It could be Long, I suppose. Lang Z says, the darkness inside a criminal's heart can be likened to a monster. Well, when it comes to killing people, criminals aren't much different from monsters.
Agent Lang, this is a problem. I can't let outsiders enter the crime scene.
Hold on, let's count the outsiders. Okay, so Penny and... I guess you can't really see where I'm pointing. Penny and Powers definitely belong here. They're shooting the film. John, I guess, too. I'll give Courtney a pass since she's the mother of the kid. There's a murder scene, so I guess Detective Gumshoe might technically be allowed, but it's 5 versus 5, not counting the cop, for outsiders versus people that probably belong here, or at least could argue they belong here. Although Lang's an Interpol officer, so really. These are all key figures in the case, except for Lana and Nicole. I'd like to keep them here when the investigation resumes. Agent Lang, regarding what you said about resuming the investigation, where do you intend to start? We'll start by reviewing the case. Fair enough. Oh good, someone got him out of there. I don't think he was in the last shot, just laying there. And there's also that yellow stain on his chest. Did he spill mustard or something? Today, the body of President Han was found here in the film lot. The president's whereabouts from 2 nights ago are still unknown. It seems he snuck out from under the eyes of bodyguards and ventured outside.
And that night was the last time he was seen alive. It was while he met with you, Judge Courtney, on the roof of the Grand Tower.
He knows something. He knows something so much his milk is sweating.
So,
Why did... Ah! Got it. I got it.
I don't know what happened, but I know why they met.
We'll see if that, well, fuck it, I'll just say it. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, it's still a funny theory. President's a fan of Muzila. He wanted to meet John. Courtney, his mother naturally, sort of set that up. There you go.
So why did you meet with the president?
That I cannot say.
You can't tell us even under suspicion of murder.
Can't say! Why not?
Ah, God, I love that voice so much. I think that might have been why I started playing this game, to get you a chance to use that voice. I said I'd save it for somebody.
There's always someone.
No one ever showed up. Now it just goes to John. I should play the other Phoenix Wright games. They're certainly long. They give me something to do. They show off my range of voices, which... You know, whether or not you like the voices I'm giving the characters, give me credit. There are at least different voices. I have quite the range here.
Miss Courtney, even if you don't say anything...
On the other hand, a lot of them are going to sound suspiciously similar, aren't they? Who knows, maybe I can try and get a Maya voice going. Ah, I shouldn't, though, because it'll just sound like Fraser from Video Games Awesome. Clearly, that's my inspiration for Edgeworth. Maybe I'll play the first Edgeworth game. I like that one. That one's fun. Tons of different characters. Who can I use
For this voice!
Oh. I have very obvious candidate for that voice. Anyways.
Miss Courtney, if you don't say anything, you'll only be more suspicious.
Ha! She must have a reason to clam up. I think you're somehow involved in the president's assassination.
The president's body was only discovered today. And that still leaves a blank of one whole day after Judge Courtney met with him unaccounted for. That's a very good point. And still, doesn't take a body of that long to fall off a building.
Don't be so impatient. We're going to fill that blank in right here, right now. The evening of that... the evening on that blank day in question is what's important. What happened here last night? So why don't you tell us, John Marsh?
Me?
We know you were here last night.
Don't worry, guys. John's voice will change when he hits puberty and gets older.
What? John was here?
Between that little Missy's testimony and the footprints we found, we can easily prove it.
Also, yeah, there is... Whatever. We have 10. Very easy proof.
John, you were here rehearsing last night, right?
You were spying on me?
I'm sorry. I just came to check up on things. You really shouldn't be staying up so late, you know?
Mind your own business. I'm John Marsh.
John Marsh, that young lady was worried about you. You will not speak to her like that.
Sorry.
How many times have I told you to be more mindful of the way you speak? Is it just me, or does Miss Courtney's personality seem kind of different?
I love it. This is fantastic. Ow. Sorry, I just got some less than thrilling news. Knackered? Why? Never mind. I'll address that in like a couple minutes when the video's done. Bums. Well then.
Is it just me, or does Miss Courtney's personality...
Yeah, I love this turn. I did not see this coming for her character at all, and I think it's fantastic. It's delightful. It's so good. She seems to be as strict with her own son as she is with those who violate the law. Again, though, like...
Are you listening to me? And earlier as well.
Like... Really? Japan? Really? Okay. Like, that is a hard thing to get past, right? That's not just me. That's weird. And maybe he is adopted, who knows? It'll reveal that. That would be, that would certainly, put my mind at ease, but as is, this is, like, right up there with Terry Falls dating Dahlia Hawthorne in that one case, in terms of kinda creepy. Sorry if you hear my mouse clicking, I'm a little emphatic with that. Sometime later.
You should always bear that in mind, no matter the occasion.
Can we get on with the investigation already?
Ah, pardon me.
For Judge Courtney to get carried away like that, this must be her motherly side. Agent Lang, do you suspect John?
All I want is the truth. Why was the president killed?
He is a president. They're sort of high-profile targets, aren't they?
And I want to know who killed him. I'll do whatever it takes to find out.
It seems the president was like family to him. John, would it be alright if we asked you a few questions?
Sure, it's fine. I've got nothing to hide anyways.
You can tell I'm enjoying that voice way too much.
I wasn't...
I can't be smiling while I do that.
I wasn't feeling too great during yesterday's shoot, so I made a few bloopers. They were shooting the scene today, so... Well, I decided to rehearse it a little on my own, that's all. I do it all the time. There wasn't anything out of the ordinary.
You were rehearsing alone that late at night? John, when I called you last night, you told me you were at the hotel.
You called him? About what time was that?
I believe it was around 11 p.m.
It's 13. 11's a bit late.
I require him to call me every night. That's our rule whenever he stays away from home.
The truth is, I was at the film lot during that time.
Ah, you lied to her. Ooh.
So you lied to me.
John, let me tell you from 23 years experience, that never ends well.
I'm sorry.
Miss Courtney sure is angry. Yeah, no kidding. I think it's admirable that he practiced on his own, even if he hid it from his mom.
Not the time, Kay. I'm sure she was simply worried. Who knows what could have happened to him all alone so late at night. And in reality, he did get caught up in yesterday's incident.
But John said there wasn't anything out of the ordinary, right?
Is that really true? John's rehearsal. Wasn't feeling too great yesterday. Shoot, so I made a few bloopers. Well, I don't think we have any evidence regarding this. What is this? Taken yesterday? Not visible. Alright, that'll come up later. What do we have here? That's the photo. Original design, fell from the studio. That'll probably also come up. Is that him? Maybe, possibly. I guess we have nothing but to present, or press. We have to press him. John, you said you didn't feel well. Would you tell me more concretely what was going on? That doesn't matter. Why, Sebastian?
That doesn't matter. I wasn't feeling well, alright?
You weren't feeling well. Maybe you drank too much milk?
Well, how'd you... no, I mean, that's not it.
Damn, kid. So he didn't feel well because of his stomach.
When I was young, I was told that chewing milk makes it easier on your stomach, you know?
Chewing milk? How thick of milk were you drinking, lady?
Then this conversation is over. Anyways, I made a few bloopers.
Drinking milk, huh? Chewing milk. Ugh. And don't bring up this bullshit bag milk thing. That's an Ontario thing, and it's weird. I'm not from Ontario. I'm from Vancouver. So they plan to reshoot the scene today. And you were practicing that last night?
My mistake caused a lot of trouble for the people around me. I'm a pro, so practicing that much more is natural.
He certainly does have an admirable sense of responsibility.
John is incredibly dedicated to his craft. He didn't even make any major mistakes in those bloopers. But he said if he would make the movie just a tiny bit better.
Shut up! You don't need to go around blabbing about stupid stuff like that.
I'm sorry.
So is she directing? Or, like, is she just more crew? Hardly matters, I guess. I can't... I guess I can check, can't I? Penny. Assistant in charge of props. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so she's set director. If only he was a little more cooperative, I'd have no complaints.
Anyways, that's what happened.
Well, I decided to rehearse a little on my own. John, about your testimony just now.
John Marsh, don't I always tell you? If you're going to practice by yourself, you have to let me know beforehand.
I know.
My time to speak was completely stolen away from me. Though fairly. Courtney is a mom. That's not a woman you want to get in the way of. She got interrupted.
But you know, John, I think that's really great.
Again?
I bet putting in an honest effort like that will make someone even more talented. You'll go from a little thief to a middle thief, and then someday you'll be a great thief. I'll be doing my best, so you be doing your best too, okay, John?
Now then, if I may. John, you often rehearse in that way. At long last, I finally got to ask my question. So, that was not worth looking at further. Do all the time, there wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Wait a second. Perhaps. Because, as we see here, not taken yesterday, footprints not visible, yet here they are today. That's certainly... And again, I do have a bad habit of sort of jumping to conclusions, don't I? Let's just press him on it and see where this goes. No mistakes in that testimony, correct?
Of course, there's no mistakes. It was just a normal peaceful night. Nothing out of the ordinary happened at all.
A peaceful night? How can you say that when an incident like this has occurred?
Okay, you're still a child. Please don't get seriously angry. So, there was nothing out of the ordinary.
He doesn't know anything at all about the incident. That's the impression I'm getting. But isn't there evidence that shows something did happen last night?
It better be the footprint. If it's not the footprint, it better be the photograph. I'm gonna go footprint first. Yes, I don't have... Or, God, it could be the chain, too. There's a lot this could be. I don't have time to waste dealing with the child's lies. Let's present the contradiction. Alright, wasn't feeling great. Reshooting. Wasn't anything out of the ordinary. I'm gonna assume... What's the chain say? Maybe... But he works here. He would know the combination, right? She said... Wait, hold on. Nah, it's supposed to tell me... Well, I remember Penny mentioned something about who knows it. Yeah, okay. Cool. I wasn't expecting the photo to work. If the footprint didn't work, I probably would have gone for the chain. That wasn't anything out of the ordinary. That's a lie, isn't it? We come back. Yes, it is, and it will be. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Tokenlad. Talk to you later, shooting shares, and see you around Ask Clowns. Let me know what you think of John's new voice, because it's not changing from this.